today's episode of the Imogene Slokowski Show, Imogene interviews Murgatroyd's own Blatson. The artist, recently arrived from the parallel universe to replace his slain counterpart. And here comes Imogene.
Hello everybody, Imogene here, visually impaired but curiously bare and fully aware. Welcome back CRZY listeners and all viewers. Today, thank you for joining the session. We want to just thank you for even stopping by, and we will not blame you for cutting out. Today we are going to be interviewing the world famous, by now, Blatson. So, we are sorry for the inconvenience that this may pose to you. That being said, Blatson, you know I have nothing positive for you at all in this world. I only have for me, my fellow listeners and watchers. Alright? Why did you leave your corner of your own other universe to come here to live your double's life, who was so bad at living that he got killed by the Murgatroyd serial killer? What on earth? What made you do that and come here to live that life?
Well, you've never ever had anything for me, Imogene. You've insulted my double back when he was the greatest artist who ever lived, which I will be now. And when they told me they were sending you down here from CRZY, I almost didn't consent to this interview, but then I thought the gravity of my situation warranted it, even if it had to be you here interviewing me. I'm not enjoying this any more than you are, the way you have always insulted my double, my counterpart. I've looked at the videos of you trashing his art. You should be ashamed of yourself. I am the greatest artist who ever lived, and I am filling his footsteps. I left the other universe because it's rampant with vampirism, and over here I can succeed and flourish and become the greatest artist that ever lived, which I already am. But this whole universe hasn't experienced my greatness, and you laugh and you make fun of my counterpart, who was so viciously slain by that Murgatroyd serial killer, who I might add used to taunt to you right there at the station. You're very lucky you've escaped his devices, but be that as it may, I will triumph over those who espouse hatred, those who would, like Uncle Frank and his redneck hillbillyism.
As for you almost turning me down, they shelled bucks for me to be here today, hon. Let me fill you in there. Clear that air and the funk around it. Now, I'm gonna let your statement lie. That was a very responsive answer to the question that we posed you, to find out why you came here to be the greatest artist that ever lived. Well, you picked the wrong shoes to fill, in my own personal opinion, because that's not the greatest one to ever live. Each their own choices, eh, Blatson? Now, we do have one more question that we need answered before we just conclude this entire just wasted moment, other than for curious minds want to know. We all here at Murgatroyd and at CRZY have to know, what on earth were you thinking by not only choosing to do a piece of art on and about our beloved Uncle Frank, but depicting him in such a, what could be the word that would aptly describe, let's see here. Oh, I believe I did write it down. Derogatory nature. In such a slanderous and derogatory nature, our beloved Uncle Frank.
I expose him for the lecher that he is. It's good that Aunt Suki left him.
Would you say you're not a lech yourself? be careful who you decide to call. You know, be careful whenever the pot calls the kettle black, honey. It never changes and never works out. So always make sure that you polish yours before you go and try and tarnish theirs.
They'll clean him out, and I'll have millions of dollars from that father-in-law of his too, that Fudiki Hiramoto who owns the paper doll factory.
Well, that does remain to be seen, blasting. That does remain to be seen. Well, CRCY, there you have it. There are the only two questions that I needed to hit. I felt the need to even ask. And there are your answers for you to go ahead and carry on with that knowledge. As for them millions, blasting, you have fun and good luck with that. Thank you, CRZY listeners and viewers. We appreciate your patience. Stay tuned for our next episode. That way you can come back to something better.